Hey, welcome back everyone. I want to thank you again for pretty much keeping track with how my life is going and how the progress is with my whole resolution plans. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, this week in faith, I pretty much have been working on patience and trust, and they actually interact with one another. It's trusting that things will happen in the time that they're meant to happen, not having to rush, not having to worry, making sure that everything is in its place. And it all comes down to realizing that I am not in control of everything. But that actually helps so much because then all I have to do is just worry about the day that I'm given, focus on the tasks that are at hand, and understand that over time, things will come out as they're meant to come out. And that deeper trust of everything's going to be okay. It might not end up how I think it will, but usually it does turn out better than I hope or even dream that it will be. So that's been my week in faith. When it comes to family and friends, pretty much I've been working on setting limits and understanding that I do not have an obligation to provide the same amount of energy, priority, and attention to all different people in my life. Yes, I care about everyone who comes into my life, but honestly, the way that I view relationships is very much a hierarchy, with God, my future spouse, family, and very close friends being at the closer top. And the truth is, majority of people in my life are acquaintances or close or good friends or just friends in general. And the experience in my life has been these people, awesome people, but that doesn't mean that they're always going to be in my life and that they're meant to stay in my life. They come into pretty much my journey and they either teach me a lesson or I teach them a lesson, and then our interaction is done at that point and we go off on our own separate paths, and I wish them nothing but peace and joy. That I don't have a sworn obligation or duty to give my all to them because I have to focus on what I need to focus on. I just don't have the energy or emotional energy to be able to give my deep inner being to everyone, and learning that's okay. But also I have to learn to set expectations on people, or not so much set expectations, more as refine what I expect from my close friends and everyone, because they're not meant to give me everything that I want or need out of people. They have their own issues and their own problems, and it's more learning to have that balance of relationship. So for fitness, which I think a lot of people are watching for this kind of update, I started the week out at 236 pounds. I am, on this day, Saturday, 232 pounds, and I went from 41 and a half inches to 41 inches. So I'm very happy with the progress, and I'm actually see a lot of change in my body when I look in the mirror. Of course, I have two different mirrors that I like to go to because one tends to be more flattering than the other. But all in all, I'm very happy to see the change not only in my face, but also in my torso and other parts of my body. So the biggest thing is focusing on discipline of my diet and fighting the mindset of treating myself whenever I do accomplish something or reach a new milestone, because unfortunately it does cause me to have setbacks and delay my timeline of my ultimate goal that I want to reach. So I was able to still enjoy some things every now and then, but it's setting limits to those times that I do have enjoyment, knowing that what I want in the end is worth so much more. The biggest lesson when it comes to fitness is patience, and that is definitely, again, like with faith area, patience and seeing my body change is really hard because I really want to get rid of areas that make me feel insecure, but knowing that the process is working and that I am seeing change. I also know that it's important for things to happen naturally, so that way I maintain health. And honestly, these struggles probably will help other people, inspire people to make their own changes. And knowing that it's not about me in the end, it's about encouraging people with my own journey and struggles, and hopefully giving encouragement for people to overcome whatever obstacles that they have in their life. So with finance, things are actually going really well. Markets have been up and I closed out very well this week. But the thing that I always want to try to keep in mind is whenever I do have extra money, I have to underline the fact that I have a calling to help the poor and through charity, and that anything left over or extra that I have from keeping my budget in line, half of that is meant for the poor and given to charity, and I use my church through that. And the other half is for fun and enjoyment of doing a good job. So that's pretty much how I've been doing financially this week. For education, I've been killing it in class, doing well on quizzes, improving my language knowledge of Russian, and I'm enjoying it, but I'm also glad that class is going to be done soon. So, hey, it's one of those things. I enjoy learning, but I hate homework the most. And the other thing I've been doing in the field of education is starting to learn history again. History is one of my greatest passions, and I think it teaches me the most of human nature, patterns, and just being able to connect the dots of everything and seeing the bigger picture and how one thing affects another. So I'm very happy there. In career, so I'm in what we call negotiation window, so I start selecting orders. I'm excited to be able to get a new chance in place and hopefully different experiences that will improve things. But on the other side, that's outside of the Navy, I've been working on social media plans to be able to pretty much continue after the Navy. So creating my, not so much a plan B, but the next step in my life journey, and consulting my friends, to the friends that I trust and have a lot of wisdom and insight and have no problem telling me the truth, consulting them to see what their idea is and how I can either improve things or take criticism that I haven't looked at things from a certain point of view, or I need to pretty much start pushing forward. So I definitely advise anyone, if you have very wise friends in your life that are successful, driven, definitely consult them about your plans, because they'll be happy to help you because they want the best for you. And if you have friends who pretty much constantly push you down, then I would have to question whether they're your friends. In the field of romance, I pretty much have no update in the sense of meeting someone, but I'm definitely improving in my life when it comes to having more confidence and pretty much reaffirming my beliefs and standards of what I want out of a relationship, which helps me improve my patience to find the right person, because in the end, I don't want to be with just anyone to fight the loneliness or end up with a lot of drama and heartbreak and everything. I want to find someone who will push me to be better, and I can do the same for him. And in the end, that is definitely worth the wait and time and patience. And hopefully during this time that we're not together, I hope that his life is going well and that he is constantly improving and everything, and that we both get to a point that when we do meet, that we can improve our lives and walk together on the same journey. So that pretty much wraps up my week. I want to thank you so much for watching and continuing to follow me on my journey. And of course, if you have any questions, comments, or advice you'd love to give, please leave it down in the comments. But most of all, I would love your prayers and thoughts and support. And I will be praying for you as well, that you attain to your goals and that you overcome adversity and that you just keep driving forth to become who you truly were created to be, and that you find joy in this life. So until next week, be blessed.